This lens is something you need to carry with you all the time. I'm so pumped today, I'm so fired up. Why? Because I want to talk to you about one lens. Seriously, it's a lens that every photographer and filmmaker should have, and we're gonna see that after the intro. What's up guys, Frullani here and welcome back to another episode. And if you're new to this channel, you may want to hit the subscribe button. Oh, since you're there, just hit the like button too. Alright, let's start saying, if you're a vlogger, I don't usually recommend this lens as your first lens after the kit lens, but rather the 24mm 2.8, the pancake lens. And I talked about it like a couple of videos ago. Feel free to check it out. The pancake lens is more versatile. You can use it for both B-roll and portraits, a little bit of everything, time lapses too, and all of this without having to be too far from the subject, especially if the subject is yourself and you're a solo shooter. However, if your priority is not just to film yourself, if you're a vlogger, you can do that pretty well with the kit lens or any other wide angle lens, including the 24mm. But let's say you want to shoot also cinematic B-roll and incredible portrait shots, even in very low light conditions. You may want to get the Canon 50mm 1.8, also known as the Nifty 50. This lens opens up to 1.8, and that means that it's a fast lens and lets so much light in. It has 7 different aperture blades, and that creates a gorgeous blurry background made of circular elements. So you won't see in your background like pentagons, triangles, or dinosaur. Did I say dinosaur? Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you won't see anything weird. It will all be nice and circular in the background, unless you use like a cheap filter or something. One thing I have to say, it has no stabilization. So if you use a gimbal, it's better. I use the Mosaic Cross too, like feel free to check the video where I talk about it. But I use this lens also handheld or on a tripod, and the results are pretty good anyway. On a crop sensor camera such as the 90D or the M50, you have to multiply its focal length by 1.6 and you will see that it will look more like an 80mm or something like that. So close enough to the much more expensive Canon 85mm, which is considered to be the king of B-roll. If you want to use the Nifty 50 on the Canon M50, you will need an adapter. I use the Viltrox. Feel free to check the links in the description. You will find everything there. Everything I talk about is there. This lens is a EF lens. That means that you could also use, if you use it with the M50, the Viltrox Speed Booster, which will make the lens look a little bit more like a 58, 56, 58, something like that. And it will bring the aperture down to 1.2, which is amazing if you think about it. Anyway, how do you use it if you're a vlogger? Because I said the 24mm, it would be better if you're a vlogger, but I also said that with this, you can get more cinematic B-roll. So let's say you're outside walking around with your Joby Gorilla Pod or Manfrotto Mini Pixie with your camera and the kit lens or a wide angle lens, and you show yourself and the background while you talk. Then you see something very interesting that you think it might be relevant to tell your story. So that's when you should stop, change the lens, put the 50mm on and film. When you're done, put the wide angle lens back and continue walking and talking or do whatever. Or you could do something different and, in my opinion, better. You could write in advance the shots you need to tell your story. So when you go somewhere and you already know more or less the shots you need, you already know what to shoot with the wide angle lens while you talk and show yourself in the background, and what to shoot with the 50mm. Like as a B-roll, you want to make it look cinematic. And it's more organized this way, in my opinion. To wrap it up, if you own a full frame camera, this lens is a very good and affordable option to get very good B-rolls and portrait shots and time lapses and everything, even in low light situations. But in the meantime, consider saving money to eventually upgrade to the 85mm. But if you have a crop sensor camera like the 90D or the M50, well, I tell you, this lens is something you need to carry with you all the time, because with it, you get incredible portrait shots like interview shots, time lapses and very cinematic sequences. Don't be fooled by its price, which is only like around $100, 115, 110. See the links in the description. Seriously, on a crop sensor camera, the Nifty 50 is the king of B-roll. Well, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, smash the like button, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in the next video.